What is up, sports bettors? It is Matt Modi with OddsJam, and I have an insanely sharp, profitable college football best bet for you guys. So this is going to be in the West Virginia versus Pittsburgh Panthers game being played on September 1st, which is a Thursday. Really exciting stuff. College football after week 0. We're starting to get the main teams playing in this week 1 game starting on Thursday. And the really sharp play that I have identified is on the screen here, under 52 in this game. I'm going to put $90 on it, so just under a unit. Bet has been placed, so let's talk about it. Of course, I got the play using OddsJam, using the positive expected value page, keeping on the recommended filters, which only provides betting opportunities where you are getting the most efficient betting markets that are true outliers across all the sports books. So using these recommended filters is incredibly important in order to be a profitable sports bettor. I have been using OddsJam in general for about a year now. I have been using the recommended filters for about, this is my 4th week. And as you can see, variance happens. I had a really rough day yesterday. Had a great week before that, then had a bad week, then had a great week. You know what? You're going to have these swings of up and down when you're sports betting. At the end of the day, you still have to have the games be played in order to win your bets. And sometimes, even if you are placing profitable bets, sometimes you just have bad luck, bad variance, whatever you want to call it. It's incredibly important to understand that variance happens. And you can see it that I'm a perfect example of someone who is profitable, 5% ROI, 13K in total profit, but have had down weeks over the summer, had a really rough stretch of games here going, 5 of 6 weeks that were down, then had some awesome weeks, then kind of broke even a little bit for a couple weeks. Then we had the recommended filters come out, up $900. Next week, down 550, next week up 600, and then on yesterday's bets alone, really rough day, down 450 from yesterday alone. So it just kind of goes to show you that bad variance does happen, but if you stick with it, you will be profitable in the long run. So this play is part of the positive EV plays, obviously recommended checked off on the recommended filters. So let's talk about it. The play is, as I locked in, under 52 on Pitt versus West Virginia. So all in all, the way that the positive EV page works is it shows you betting opportunities in which you have an edge over the sportsbook. Unfortunately, the reality of sports betting is generally sportsbooks hold the edge over their users. They charge a VIG, they charge some sort of percent to the odds themselves, and that's kind of how they make their money. So if you want to learn more about no VIG odds, just go to calculators, no VIG fair odds. This is completely free to use if you want. And then this paragraph here, I definitely recommend reading it. Basically, the way it works is a standard spread. Like if you're just scrolling through -110, right? That's kind of what you see normally on sportsbooks. They charge -110 odds each way. What that means is if I bet $100 on this over 52 and I win, I would profit $90. If someone else bets $100 on the under 52 and they lose, obviously if I win the over, they would lose all $100. So that $10 difference is the VIG, and it's how sportsbooks make their money. So the positive EV page provides betting opportunities where you are getting more favorable odds than the no VIG odds of the market. And that's exactly what is shown right here, the no VIG odds. So all in all, based on the weighted average of a bunch of different sharp sports books, the OddsJam line prices this at about -116 as the no VIG odds. So the gap between -116 and -110 is where you get this percent here, which can also be viewed as your profit margin, your mathematical profit margin, the percent of positive expected value, the percent edge you hold over the sports book, no matter how you want to call it. This is what you can use that percent for, and it's how much money you could figure to make. So whatever you bet on this play, just multiply it by the percent, and that is your profit margin for this play. So me, I put just under $100. My profit margin is somewhere around $2 on this one, and I understand that the $2 profit on one bet doesn't seem like a lot, but the couple of things to keep in mind is the average person on the stock market makes about 8% a year. This is one bet, and I'm making roughly a fourth of that on one night. So you place 4 bets. How many are on the screen here? About 6? You place all 6 of these bets, and you've already made the return than you would have on the years betting on the stock market on average. So don't let these lower percents dissuade you from taking them. These are still profitable bets. Anything that is on the recommended filters should be taken. But for this play, Pitt versus West Virginia, so the play is on the under 52. And one thing I like doing is just comparing where all the markets price a play at. So in this case, you actually would need to view the event page in another tab, which is what I have up here. It pulls up the total points main lines. And all of these odds you see here, all these sports pages, so if you want to go to sports, college football, or NFL, or if you want to look at some baseball plays, these are all completely free to use. And line shopping is incredibly important. So as we see here, every single book that is pricing this total, except for Caesars, has this total below 52. Looks like a couple books have it. Looks like BetOnline has it at 51.5. Looks like PointsBet, WinBet, FoxBet has it at 51, and looks like BetMGM, FanDuel, and the OddsJam line have it at 50.5, a full 1.5 lower than what we are getting it at on Caesars at 52. I know it might not seem like a lot, beating the closing line by just half a point, but I can promise you, if this total ends at 51, you would have lost these two. You would have lost the 50.5. You would have pushed the 51, and you'll feel like a genius for getting it at 52. Also, if we're just looking at this logically, and this view gives you the entire betting landscape, what they have for every market, even the alternate lines, what's the most likely scenario here? That the total should be priced at 52 and that Caesars is right, or that Caesars just might have this one mispriced and every other book that is giving odds has this total correct in that it's under 52. Another reason why I like this is so we're, again, taking the under 52. If you go a half point lower to 51.5, BetOnline, another sharp book, is favoring this under. So not only are they pricing this total a half point lower than what we bet it at, but they are saying that they think that the under 51.5 is the more likely scenario. BetOnline is another sharp book that we use to kind of help confirm what pricing should be. The OddsJam line, which is pulled from Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book in the world, is heavily favoring the under at 51.5. Even if you go down another half point, so a full point lower than what we bet it at 52, the OddsJam line is still favoring this play to go under. And finding examples like this, not only is it a positive EV play just from an odds perspective themselves, but it's also a full, depending where you look, half point, full point, or a 1.5 higher than what every other sportsbook is pricing it. It's not until we get to 50.5, a full 1.5 lower, where the OddsJam line starts to favor the over. Basically saying they think the most likely scenario is that this total ends at 51. And if it does, you'll feel like a genius because you would have won your 52 bet and you would have lost or pushed some other ones. So this is going to be my official betting play for this game. Of course, the under 52 in the West Virginia versus Pittsburgh Panthers game. Hopefully that analysis made sense. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Either email me or hit me up on Twitter or comment on the video, whatever you need to do. But that's going to be it. So other than that, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel, share with your friends. All that stuff is helpful. And that's it. So thanks for watching and have a good one.